Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Dream Room. Have you ever looked at a quiet corner of your patio, balcony, or backyard and felt that it could become something beautiful, but you were unsure where to begin? Perhaps you have a few old terracotta pots, a stack of salvaged bricks, a weathered wooden board, or small garden objects you have kept for years because they still feel too useful to throw away. If that sounds like you, then this video was made with you in mind. You may live in a small home, have only a narrow yard, a compact porch, or a sunny corner outside your bedroom or home office. You may enjoy natural textures, simple tools, familiar materials, and projects that do not require heavy construction or a large budget. You may also prefer calm, practical ideas that are easy to maintain and comfortable to enjoy, especially if you want your outdoor space to feel inviting without becoming another demanding chore. Today, I will show you how old clay pots and reclaimed bricks can be transformed into a rustic Italian garden filled with warmth, fragrance, texture, and quiet charm. These ideas are not about making your garden look expensive. They are about making it feel personal, collected, and full of life. A forgotten corner can become a place for morning coffee. A bare fence can become a living wall. A cracked pot can become the most memorable feature in the garden. We will begin with the foundation of the space, then slowly add height, herbs, water, light, and timeless decorative details. So stay with me, because each idea will connect naturally to the next. And before we begin, please subscribe to Dream Room for more practical inspiration for small homes, peaceful rooms, creative workspaces, and beautiful gardens made with simple, natural materials. 1. Create a salvaged brick Italian courtyard corner. The most convincing garden transformations often begin beneath our feet. Before adding more pots, ornaments, or plants, look at the ground in that forgotten corner. A defined surface can instantly make a narrow patio, small backyard, or unused space beside your home feel like a true outdoor room. Start with salvaged bricks gathered from an old pathway, renovation, or forgotten pile behind the shed. They do not need to match perfectly. In fact, faded colors, worn edges, and small chips give the space the timeless character of an Italian courtyard that has evolved over generations. For a compact seating area, arrange the bricks in a simple running bond, basket weave, or herringbone pattern. But you do not need to pave the entire corner. If lifting and laying many bricks feels too demanding, create only a strong border and fill the center with pea gravel. This method is affordable, drains well, and is much easier to adjust later. Keep the surface firm, level, and free of loose edges, especially if you want a comfortable space that is safe for everyday walking. Then add a small cafe table, a folding chair, or a weathered wooden bench. Suddenly, that neglected patch becomes a place where you can enjoy coffee, read in the morning light, or rest after caring for your plants. To make the entrance feel special, curve a short line of bricks toward the seating area. This simple detail gently tells the eye something peaceful begins here. Once this small courtyard foundation is in place, we can begin adding the warm terracotta layers that will bring the Italian character fully to life. 2. Build a layered terracotta focal point. Now that the brick courtyard has created a warm and stable foundation, the next step is to give the space a clear visual center. In a small garden, one carefully arranged group of terracotta pots often feels more beautiful than many containers scattered without purpose. Begin by choosing 3 to 5 pots in different heights and widths. They do not need to match perfectly. Old stains, faded surfaces, mineral marks, and worn rims will make the arrangement feel naturally aged. Place the tallest pot at the back, a wider planter in the middle, and a shallow clay bowl near the front. This simple layering technique creates depth while keeping the display calm and organized. To add height, dry stack several salvaged bricks into a sturdy pedestal and place one large urn or planter on top. Make sure the bricks are level and the pot is stable before adding soil. The raised container will immediately draw the eye and give your small patio the architectural character of a traditional Italian courtyard. For the main plant, choose a dwarf lemon tree or a compact olive tree suited to your climate. Surround it with fragrant lavender, rosemary, thyme, or another trailing herb. If you own a cracked amphora-style pot, place it gently on its side and allow creeping thyme or rosemary to spill from the opening. By repeating the same warm clay tones, even inexpensive and mismatched pots begin to look connected. Resist the urge to scrub away every mark. These imperfections are not flaws. They are what make the arrangement feel as though it has belonged in the garden for many peaceful years. Psalm. Grow a compact Italian herb spiral. With the Terra Cotta focal point now giving the garden height and character, the next step is to add fragrance, usefulness, and the feeling of an authentic Italian kitchen garden. A compact herb spiral made from salvaged bricks is ideal for a small patio, narrow yard, or sunny corner near the back door. Begin by arranging the bricks in a low spiral or gently curved raised bed, allowing the center to rise slightly higher than the outer edge. This shape creates several growing conditions within one small space. The upper section stays warmer and drier, making it suitable for rosemary, oregano, sage, and thyme. Lower areas hold moisture a little longer, so they are better for basil, parsley, and chives. If you enjoy mint, keep it inside a separate terracotta pot and place the container near the lower part of the spiral. This prevents the roots from spreading through the entire bed while still allowing you to enjoy its fresh scent and flavor. Position the herb garden close to your kitchen, patio entrance, or outdoor seating area. The closer it is to your daily routine, the more likely you are to use it. For viewers who prefer not to bend often, stack a few bricks beneath a sturdy salvaged wooden plank and place smaller herb pots at waist height. Beyond its practical value, this little garden changes the atmosphere around it. When sunlight warms the rosemary, or your hand brushes past lavender and thyme, their fragrance rises immediately. In that moment, even the smallest home garden begins to carry the quiet, welcoming spirit of an Italian courtyard. Transform broken pots into a tiered, succulent garden. After adding useful herbs to the courtyard, it is time to turn one of the garden's most imperfect objects into a memorable decorative feature. A cracked terracotta pot may no longer hold soil in the usual way, but its broken shape can become the foundation of a beautiful, tiered, succulent garden. Begin with a large, damaged pot that still has enough structure to remain stable. Place several broken clay shards inside it at different heights, pressing them firmly into the soil to form miniature retaining walls. These pieces will divide the container into small planting levels, creating the appearance of terraces climbing gently through the pot. Fill each section with hardy succulents, creeping thyme, moss, or other small drought-tolerant plants. Choose varieties with different shapes and textures, but keep the arrangement restrained so every layer remains visible. Leftover brick fragments can be placed between the plants to suggest tiny steps, paths, or supporting walls. Set the finished planter on a low platform made from level salvaged bricks. Raising it slightly makes the small details easier to appreciate and prevents the arrangement from disappearing behind larger containers. It also allows older gardeners to enjoy and maintain the planter with less bending. Do not throw away the remaining clay pieces. Smooth, usable fragments can become simple plant markers, while curved pot rims can form a decorative border around the display. This project is ideal for anyone who enjoys working slowly at a table with familiar materials. Instead of hiding the damage, the design makes it the most interesting part of the piece, proving that weathered objects often bring the greatest character to a small garden. 5. Turn a bare fence into a vertical Italian garden. Once the broken pot planter has added detail at ground level, the next step is to look upward. A bare fence, balcony wall, shed side, or narrow courtyard boundary can become valuable growing space without taking away the area you need for walking, seating, or everyday movement. Begin by securely mounting several flat-back terracotta pots on the wall. Arrange them in a loose but balanced pattern rather than placing them in one rigid row. The warm clay surfaces will soften the fence, while the varied heights create movement and make the wall feel deeper. Fill the pots with plants suited to their position and sunlight. Trailing ivy, compact geraniums, succulents, oregano, and small seasonal flowers all work well. Allow a few plants to spill gently over the rims, but leave enough open space so the display does not feel crowded. Between the pots, hang an old iron grate, cooling rack, or salvaged metal frame to serve as a simple trellis. Train jasmine, climbing roses, or bougainvillea upward, securing the stems carefully as they grow. Over time, the flowers and foliage will soften the hard surface and create the romantic character associated with Italian courtyards. At the base of the wall, build a narrow planter from salvaged bricks and add upright rosemary or a compact cypress-like plant. This lower layer visually connects the vertical display to the courtyard floor. For renters, balcony gardeners, and anyone working with a narrow yard, this approach is especially useful. It brings greenery, fragrance, and color into the garden, while keeping the center open, comfortable, and easy to move through. 6. Add a simple terra cotta water feature. Now that the fence has been softened with climbing plants and warm clay pots, the garden is ready for another element that gives a small space a deeper sense of calm, the gentle sound of moving water. You do not need a large pond or an elaborate stone fountain. One substantial terracotta pot can create a peaceful feature without overwhelming the courtyard. Begin with a large clay container that is deep enough to hold a small recirculating pump. Position it on a stable platform made from level salvaged bricks. Raising the pot slightly keeps it visible among the surrounding plants and helps connect the water feature to the brick surfaces already used throughout the garden. Place the pump inside the pot and arrange the tubing so the water bubbles softly near the surface. The goal is not a dramatic spray, but a quiet movement that can be heard while you sit nearby. Surround the base with rounded stones, lavender, thyme, ferns, or other plants suited to the conditions in that part of your garden. For an even simpler option, place a shallow terracotta saucer on a short brick pedestal and fill it with clean water. Add several stones that rise above the surface, giving bees and butterflies a safe place to land while they drink. Refresh the water regularly so the station remains clean and welcoming. Position either feature near your favorite chair, an open bedroom window, or the corner beside your home office. The soft sound and reflected light will make even a compact patio feel more restful. With water now joining brick, clay, fragrance, and greenery, the courtyard begins to feel like a complete Italian retreat. Cheer. Create a warm evening retreat with clay and brick. With the gentle water feature bringing calm to the courtyard during the day, the next step is to make the space equally welcoming after sunset. A warm evening corner allows you to enjoy the garden longer, especially during cool nights, when soft light and comfortable seating can make a small patio feel like a private retreat. Begin by placing a clay chimenea or an approved small fire bowl on a flat, heat-safe pad made from reclaimed bricks. Make sure the surface is stable and keep generous clearance from fences, roofs, plants, wooden furniture, and dry materials. Arrange 2 comfortable chairs nearby, leaving enough open space for safe and easy movement. To add gentle illumination, place suitable solar lights beneath perforated terracotta pots. The small openings will cast delicate patterns across the patio, pathway, or nearby wall. These lights should create a soft glow rather than intense brightness. If your garden includes a pergola or another sturdy overhead frame, suspend a few miniature clay pots filled with trailing plants. Outdoor rated string lights can be woven carefully between them, creating a simple hanging feature above the seating area. Along the edge of the courtyard, place solar candles inside shallow terracotta saucers. Their low position will help define the space without creating glare. Complete the corner with a small side table, an outdoor cushion, or a basket for folded blankets. This arrangement is not only decorative, it creates a comfortable place to enjoy tea, conversation, or a quiet moment at the end of the day. Warm, layered lighting makes the courtyard feel intimate, while the repeated clay and brick materials keep it connected to every feature we have already created. Pard. Finish with rustic brick borders and timeless details. With the courtyard now comfortable during both day and evening, the final step is to connect every feature through simple borders and carefully chosen rustic details. These finishing touches should not make the garden feel crowded. Their purpose is to guide the eye, define each area, and give the entire space a sense of age and permanence. Begin by using salvaged bricks to outline flower beds, herb areas, and pathways. Lay them flat for a quiet, practical edge, stand them upright for greater definition, or place them diagonally to create a traditional toothed pattern. In gravel or mulch, small groups of 3 or 4 bricks can also become informal stepping stones that blend naturally into the landscape. A short brick column can provide a distinguished base for a sundial, lantern, birdhouse, or favorite weathered terracotta urn. Surround the bottom with creeping thyme so its fragrance is released whenever someone walks nearby. Make sure every column and raised object is stable and positioned away from the main walking route. For useful display space, stack salvaged bricks beneath a sturdy wooden plank. This simple shelf can hold watering cans, hand tools, seasonal flowers, and a few meaningful garden treasures. Allow gentle patina or moss to develop on decorative surfaces, but keep pathways clean and dry to avoid slippery areas. Finally, repeat the restrained colors already present throughout the courtyard: terracotta orange, brick red, olive green, warm cream, and weathered wood. Then step back and remove anything unnecessary. Giving each plant and handmade object room to breathe is what transforms a collection of reused materials into a calm, timeless Italian garden. Conclusion: clay, brick, fragrance, light, and timeless charm. What began as a forgotten corner has now become something much more meaningful. With a few old terracotta pots, salvaged bricks, fragrant herbs, climbing plants, soft lighting, and one comfortable place to sit, even the smallest outdoor space can feel warm, personal, and beautifully complete. The true charm of a rustic Italian garden does not come from perfection. It comes from weathered surfaces, useful materials, simple arrangements, and objects that seem to carry a story. A cracked pot can become a tiered planter. A bare fence can become a living wall. A short line of bricks can define a courtyard, guide a pathway, or support a favorite garden feature. None of these ideas require a large yard, expensive construction, or complicated tools. You can begin on a balcony, a narrow patio, beside a bedroom window, near your home office, or in a small corner of the backyard. Start with one manageable project. Group 3 clay pots together. Build a short brick border. Plant a few herbs near the kitchen door. Then allow the space to grow slowly, using the materials you already have and the style that feels most comfortable to you. A beautiful garden should not feel like another demanding task. It should give you a place to breathe, rest, create, and enjoy the changing light throughout the day. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 8 ideas would you try first? And what old pots, bricks, wooden boards, or garden materials are you already saving at home? Share your answer in the comments below. And for more practical ideas for small homes, peaceful rooms, creative workspaces, patios, and gardens, please subscribe to Dream Room and join us in the next video.